Please don't hit me.
This better not blow. Tickets for two, all kind of stuff. And for two?
I know you ain't wasting our first Valentine's Day on a stupid video game movie without me.
Oh, come on, baby, don't die. Sonic fans don't get laid. Much less have girlfriends.
I don't care. If getting a date out of you means I gotta sit through this, then you're buying 2 damn tickets right now.
Ugh, curse this holiday of formidable emotions for one to experience splendor with another of the opposite gender. I'm a poet and I didn't know it.
Let's go, nerdy cakes.
Yes, dear. 2 for the Sonic movie.
Please.
Please. Thank you.
2 hours later.
Honestly, it wasn't that bad. What's up, everybody? StevDeS here, and there will be spoilers in this video. I can't stop that. And again, as far as being a StevDeS rant, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be ad-libbed. I'm sorry, this is just going to be all natural from my memory of the movie and from what I know. So let's get into the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and maybe in the future I'll do more of an in-depth review. This is just going to be the fact that it's been out very soon and... Yes, okay, bandwagon. Exactly. I absolutely no shame. So the way this movie starts is actually kind of odd, to say the least. Longclaw is an original character that they made in order to kind of cement this story and how Sonic was all alone after she died, and she kind of just took care of him. Never mind the fact that owls eat hedgehogs, but I guess in Planet Mobius they eat something else. And when it comes down to Longclaw as a character, you didn't give us enough time to really care about her. I mean, it's a sad scene, but I don't really care about her. Regardless of what you think of the opening, honestly, it was just there to serve a purpose. To show how lonely Sonic's going to be from this point forward. However, we do get to see where Sonic's been living, as was revealed by some of the trailers. You know, the security system, playing ping pong with himself, stuff like that. Around Green Hills, Montana, that kind of happens. However, there is one thing the trailer showed that I didn't really catch on. But when I saw it, it kind of made me lose some of the respect that I had for the movie. I was still all in it because I understood that Sonic was more of a child because he didn't really have a father figure or a mother figure to latch onto. So he is kind of being immature. The scene where he knocks out the power grid, that has to do with the baseball scene shown in the trailers where, you know, Sonic's playing with Sonic and Sonic and Sonic. Here we see him having a temper tantrum, constantly running the diamond until his emotions get the better of him, the power built up inside of him gets a little out of hand, and sure enough, it sets off the EMP-like explosion that knocks out power to Green Hills, Montana. After that, the military does not know what to do, and they call in Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey carried this movie. Until Jim Carrey showed his face. And this isn't me being a Jim Carrey fan. Let's nip that in the butt. I was looking forward to seeing how Jim Carrey handled the role of Dr. Robotnik. Suffice it to say, his eccentric nature puts a lot of things into perspective. He's very, very good for the role. He understands the kind of megalomaniac he's playing. I would rename this movie Sonic the Hedgehog before Eggman, because Robotnik is clearly slim, which is what the filmmakers wanted. He's not fat, and sure, he's a megalomaniac, but the thing about this megalomaniac is he's had human experiences that he's still latching onto. There is a clear divide between the Robotnik we know and the Robotnik in this movie. He hides in Tom's shack, where we get the iconic scene from the trailers. Meow? Ah! Soon enough, Robotnik makes the scene, and then the chase movie happens. While Sonic was drugged, he opened a portal to what Tom's shirt said, San Francisco. The rings fall in there, and that's when it becomes more of a chase movie. Between the scenes where Sonic and Tom are doing stuff, which is all entertaining stuff, it's really, really good. Damn it, I want to say more. We get Robotnik being his eccentric self and trying to figure out what exactly caused this. What is this creature? Again, a lot of the trailers actually speak for themselves here and show you, in a broad expanse, what's gonna happen in the movie. The reason why I say a broad expanse is what the trailers don't show you, you laugh at. Okay, maybe you won't laugh at, but I did! I totally laughed at a lot of the scenes playing out, especially when Sonic was going so fast that people couldn't even keep up with what he was doing. You know, doing a whole lot of things in an instant. And so the movie progresses like that for a while, back and forth from Tom and Sonic's perspective and Robotnik's perspective, really kind of establishing a timeline. The only problem I have with this is that it's kind of eccentric. When you do stuff like that, you need to be sure it flows a bit more. Not like it's daytime with Tom, then we go to Robotnik and it's daytime, and then we go to nighttime with Tom, and then we go to nighttime with Robotnik. It spends a lot of time like that. But it's not like they use that time as empty talking time. There are several scenes where the impressionable kid, Sonic, gets into something he's not supposed to, and Tom has to help him out. He shows his innocence because he's been this child all his life. He hasn't had a parental figure since Longclaw. That's something that the movie does right. Another thing the movie does right is Robotnik's eccentric nature. Much to Jim Carrey's credit, he understands that Robotnik finds human beings to be very flawed and very unnecessary. His robots are cold, ruthless killers. The sister of his wife, she's just that kind of person that I really don't care for. If you're gonna tell someone to divorce someone else, get to know the person first. Of course, she's mainly there to be a comedic foil, but she was mostly annoying as to me. She was just so annoying, she didn't need to be there. But her daughter did, because her daughter had a very, very touching scene, really. And so Tom and his wife and Sonic get him to the top of the building where the rings were dropped, and then the final conflict occurs, with Sonic having to go up against Robotnik. Eventually, though, he's not able to keep away from Robotnik. Apparently, Robotnik got a single quill off of Sonic the Hedgehog, and that quill offers an infinite source of energy as far as whatever the Speed Force is. I chalk it up to chaos, but we'll just go ahead and roll with it. He ends up battered and pretty much knocked out in the middle of Green Hills, Montana, After Tom helps Sonic the Hedgehog, the rest of the small town actually comes to Tom's aid. And it's a really touching scene. They don't understand this creature, but they trust Tom, and they're willing and ready to be sure that he has the support of the people, just like he's been supporting the people all this time. Robotnik is sent to the mushroom planet that Sonic was going to go to, and the credits roll with the message that... I guess the message would be that home is where you make it, and once you've made your home, it would be foolish to leave it. We get a touching scene at the end where they refuse to reveal Sonic to one of the general guys, and Sonic is like, I guess, I still hide and stuff, and, Montana's a good place and stuff like that, and they tell him to go back to the cave, and they tell him that, they made everything from his cave into a bedroom up in the attic for him, which makes this all a nice, fun family sort of... A weird family, yeah, because their kid's a hedgehog, but still, now Sonic's got a family, and he's beloved by a lot of people. It's a touching ending, so to speak. However, we do still get the post-credit sequences, and there's one in particular that I want to focus on. One that kind of teases a sequel, and one that I really, really hope this movie gets a sequel for. My boy Tails is in it! No joke, after the credits, Tails is in the movie. Tails is part of this universe, and Tails is coming to find Sonic! It's... wow! This doesn't make any sense! Why didn't you just have Tails with Sonic in the beginning? Why can Tails use his tails for flight? Because that was Sonic's idea. If Sonic did meet Tails as a child, because that is the canon reason, then why does Sonic not know how to do the spin dash? That was Tails' idea. Why not add Knuckles? Because clearly, if Tails knows Sonic, Tails must know Knuckles. And we know about the Echidna tribe from Sonic Adventure. Just kind of fits the timeline. Why the hell is Tails trying to track Sonic? That last question is hopefully going to be answered in the sequel. But I like this movie. I'm not going to say I love it, but it is a good film. It is something that gamers and non-gamers... It's something that gamers and non-gamers alike could get very much attached to. It's quite interesting. I don't ever go to the movie theaters to see a movie twice, and I'm considering that with this. Trying to put my own money forward, being like, going to watch this movie is going to help it get a sequel, let's watch it. Your opinion matters too. But my official score for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, 8 out of 10. There's, of course, several things it does wrong, and they're very blatant, but everything else you get out of the movie is, in fact, quite interesting. And Tails at the end just sold it for me. That alone was a whole point right there. I was like, oh my god, Tails is there. The entire movie I was asking, where's Tails, where's Tails, where's Tails? At the end, what do you all think? Do you think the Sonic the Hedgehog movie deserves a sequel, or do you think it's another one of Satan's butt scratchings that have come out of video game movies in the past? Gotta go fast. Leave a comment below. For more StevDeS rants like the previous one I did, showing my feelings for the movie before I watched it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. Get go fast.